I won't take haters up in my ears. No. I wrote them a letter, it starts with dear. Yeah. And it ends with a finger up in there.
Yo, what up, brother?
What's up, fam? How you doing?
I'm well, man. I'm well. It's good to see you. Good to see you. So listen, man, we doing something new, artist to artist with Damione Lewis. I'm Jastin Artis for those that don't know. I'm in Northern Virginia. I'm a hip hop renaissance artist. I blend hip hop, gospel, acoustic electric guitar, and spoken word. And so I'm here just shooting it up with another artist, Damione Lewis in Orlando, Florida.
What's up,
He's got
fam?
a new project coming out called Found Me. It's an EP. It's a dope EP, and I had the pleasure of even working with him on it. So we're just gonna get into it, bro. So tell me how you feeling today, right now in this very moment. What's going on? It's midweek. So what's good with you?
Man, I'm feeling fruitful. The music, music is therapy for me, man. And to get it off my chest and to give it to the world, it takes a weight off of my shoulder, and it creates a level of freedom that makes me feel like it's a certain high that I want to keep chasing. So I'm feeling real fruitful. Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm in my avenue, creating music. And as long as I'm doing it in line with what God wants me to do it, the way he wants me to do it, I'm always feeling like real peaceful about it moving forward, man. So yeah, I feel real good right now.
That's dope, man. Well, you look good, beard gang. I see
Appreciate
you.
it.
I see you. Bald head gang. I see you, but I got hair though. You know what I mean? I got hair. I've been growing my joint out. So listen. So what is your genre? What do you consider your genre?
Oh man, it's foundational to hip hop rap, but the more music I create, I can see how it can cross over like with type of like pop, blues, or almost like Christian music, but it is foundational hip hop rap music.
Got you. And if I'm not mistaken, you definitely share your faith in your music.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely. Everything I talk about, it always leads to the source of my prosperity, which is, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He gave his life for me. And through that relationship with him, he showed me that I can create music that's relatable to any and everyone. And at the same time, direct people in the same direction to the power and peace and source that I found to create the music that they're listening to.
Got you. That's dope. Believer to believer. I definitely dig it. Now, I'm on your website, DamianeLewis.com. This is where you guys can check him out. Tell me, it says Haitian American rapper. So talk to me about your background, your ethnicity, all of that, where you came from, how long you been in the States. Have you always been in the States?
Oh man, we came here, and I say we because me, my mother, my dad, and my brother and my sister, we came to America when I was 7 years old. And it didn't really feel different from what we were used to outside of the country because we were down south, like Fort Lauderdale. It's the exact same vibe as Haiti. It's the exact same vibe as Bahamas. So we went from Haiti to Bahamas to Florida. And we couldn't tell as kids because it felt the exact same way. Like the people were the same, the vibe was the same. I think the main difference was, kind of like the homes. Certain parts in Haiti you didn't have toilets and stuff like that. Same thing with Bahamas. Sometimes you didn't have flooring or you didn't have the roof. But other than that, it was pretty much the same vibe.
Okay, that's what's up. So been in the States since 7.
Yeah, that's all I know. I'm American.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. So look, let's tell the people how we met. I'm not even sure if I totally remember exactly, but I know on my end, all I remember it was Facebook, and I just happened to see you. I don't remember if it was like I saw a flyer or I saw music, or maybe I saw some posting through someone else, and I just reached out. I really don't remember how that went, but We've known each other, I think maybe like 6 years or so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Truth be told, y'all, we have never actually met in person. I'm in
True.
DC, he's in Florida, but we've conversed over these years, like through social media, basically. What Facebook Messenger was our
The number
main, main,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
main one communication. Doing the voice notes. What's up, bro? What's going on? You can listen to it whenever. You know what I mean? We ain't bottled down to actually sitting on the phone and talking, but just talk to me. What you remember and us kind of moving forward to where we are now.
The first time we met, we became friends on Facebook, but we didn't really chop it up. Like we weren't even talking like back and forth like that. You know how you just become friends with someone on Facebook and you completely forget you're friends with them? It was kind of like that, but you sent me some form to review one of your projects. I don't know if you remember, you sent me a form and you was like, can you review this? Let me know what's up. And I was late with my submission, but you was like, don't worry about it. Just send a review. And that was the first time like we conversed. And fast forward sometime later, you asked me to do a cover art for you. I forget the name of the cover art, the name of the project, but I remember it was a white background. And it was like an image of you, a black silhouette, and in the black silhouette was a collage of different
that's
pictures of yourself.
Not Like Me.
Yeah, Not Like Me. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's like when we first like did something together. But we were probably friends for probably like 2 or 3 years before I knew like you were as a music engineer. So we went from, your music to the graphic design stuff to you being a music engineer. And since then we've been helping each other out. I help you with the graphic design side and you help me with the engineering side.
Yeah.
But what really brought us together is, just the life, we were going through similar traumatic, events in our lives that, would take most people out, but we kind of encouraged each other and pushed each other to like put that into music, take that anger, put it into music. Let's give it to the world. Let's help encourage somebody else going through the same thing we're going through.
That's it. And so that first, the Not Like Me joint was 2016 for the Nimbus EP.
I remember that.
Randomly did out of nowhere, no intent of making it, but it just came out of me, and I was like, let me reach out to this dude and see. And you did it. And I was like, I have never had a cover like that, so it was dope, man. But you're definitely a good dude. I consider you a brother, a close friend, best friend. But it's just miraculous that I guess in these days, how social media really does connect people.
Yeah, it really does.
You use it in the right way. I mean, we know there's trolls and all this other mess, but when things like this happen, it's like, man, I don't know if that would have happened any other way because, how would I know about you if I'm not in Florida or you're not in DC? So that's what's up, man.
Yeah, God is good.
He is. We're gonna move forward and get to some real nitty gritty. So tell me, how long have you been rapping? How long have you been in music? Where did it start for you? Discuss a little bit about your evolution when you first started to now.
Oh man, I started rapping at the age of 17. My old rap name used to be 17 actually. Really, I was just young dude, older brother, just follow whatever my bigger brothers did. My bigger brother, he was into music. First time I heard his voice on a rap, like on a beat in a song, it blew my mind. Yeah, it blew my mind. I was like, bro, you did that. And it pushed me to want to rap. At first I thought I was just doing it because Big Brother wanted to do it. But when he stopped doing it, I tried to stop doing it, but something in me wouldn't let it go. So I just kept on with it. So I was rapping from the age of 17 to like 25. Between that time, me and my brother, we toured Florida. We did shows. We went by the group named TheUntitled, like a Christian rap group. We went on tour with an organization called The Net. They helped convert over, I think something like 20,000 souls. And we were part of that. And I really enjoyed helping the youth see a brighter side in the religion, Christianity, because back then, like before Lecrae, Trip Lee, and all these artists that make, Christianity attractive for the younger folks. Back then, we were like their Lecrae back then, because
Right.
Kirk Franklin is all they had, and he was like churchy R&B-ish type music. So it was a blessing, man, to help convert a lot of people. But fast forward to like 30-ish, when I got married, my brother, he was like, he don't want to do music no more, so it kind of left me lost in a sense. So I tried to let the music go, but it just wouldn't go away. So every once in a while I would do music, but it wasn't until like years later when I realized, like, I'm not just doing this just to do it. It is a format for me to find my peace, and it strengthens my relationship with God. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do it, then if anything, I'm gonna do it for that reason, just to stay strong and within the will of God. But, fast forward again, started recording on beats and all that other type of stuff and put the music out there. And it was getting a lot more attention than I expected, because I was like, I'm not really doing this for the attention. I'm just trying to keep my relationship with God strengthened, not for the fame or the fortune, anything like that. So fast forward again, it's like, I go through these seasons where it's like life is traumatic and boom, here goes music again. So fast forward again, more trauma comes and the music becomes even more relevant, and this time I kept with it. I never stopped, so I'm not back. I'm not having an on and off relationship with music anymore. Now it's like consistent. It's every day. And I'm just happy to put music out there and people actually listen to it. Like, I'm humbled by that people actually listen to the music and they leave feedback and all this other type of stuff. And it's surprising, because it's like, I'm not even doing it for that, but whatever I get, it's very humbling. And I make sure I point to the person that even gives me the ability to be this instrument, for people to find an understanding and attractiveness to, like, my relationship with God, to help them with their relationship with God. But yeah, man, just from 17 up until now, music has been my therapist. And like, I say that legitimately, it's how I vent and get everything off my chest.
Now, did you find it hard identifying yourself after, being with your brother for so long and doing the group The Untitled? Like, talk to me about, like, the person you were in The Untitled to Damian Lewis now. Like, I'm sure it's two different people, different perspectives to some degree. How was that transition for you?
Oh man, that's a good question, bro. Like, when I was rapping with my brother was the more dominant rapper. So everything I did, he had all the verses. He could freestyle. He had the best punchlines. Like, I always felt like people were coming to see us, but really they were paying more attention to him. When we would do like our freestyles, he would drop a line. People would be like, "Oh." But when I do a freestyle and I drop a line, people be like, "Oh, okay, all right." So I always felt like I was, just like his hype man or his background singer in a sense, even though people respected me as an artist. But I noticed that when we went our separate ways, that the fan base didn't just follow along to listen to my music as a solo artist like I kind of expected. To be honest with you, the people that were fans of The Untitled, they don't really respond or listen to my music as a solo artist, as Damian Lewis.
Wow.
Yeah, it took a while to transition from 17 to Damian Lewis, because I was basically living in my brother's shadow. So I had to redefine myself as an individual to redefine myself as an artist, and I found my lane, but I'm still finding different avenues within my lane to produce music. But yeah, man, most of my fan base now are brand new people that I never met. Like, legitimately, people that used to listen to The Untitled, they don't listen to me, which helps me realize that really I was living in my brother's shadow, and that they weren't fans of The Untitled, they were fans of my brother, which is cool. I don't have no problem with that. Because I have like a fan base now that actually listens to the music. And I wish some of those people would still follow me. Some of them do, not a lot of them, but for the most part, yeah, it's way different than how it was when I was in the group versus being a solo artist where I am now. Yeah, it's a big difference. So that was actually a good question, bro.
Yeah, man. I like look, as you know, being the owner of Artist Studios, my home-based development company, it is very imperative for me to help and or assist people trying to find their voice as an artist.
Right, right.
And I think we have these situations where we're in groups or just as individuals, like as persons, we evolve and we change. You
Right.
know, I've been doing music for a very long time, uh, an artist for 10 years. And when I look back when I first started in '09, give or take, to where I am now, it's like, whoa, oh my gosh. And I'm not like you. I didn't grow up really rapping. I was a poet. And so shifting from poetry and spoken word to really rapping is different. And so,
Hmm.
you know, I definitely, you know, I guess because I know you more on a personal level, but hearing you with the Untitled to hearing Damian Lewis, I'm like, yo, it's completely two different
Yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that I don't like the Entitled you, but the titled you is just is dope. I really, you know, just connect with it. So, you know, even looking, I'm on your Spotify right now. You got 51,000 plus listeners, man. You know, like you talk about, it's a new fan base. Tell me what it's been like in this new place as Damian Lewis. Now, Damian Lewis is your real name.
Yeah. My first name is Harry. It's actually Demione. It's like a
Okay.
Bahamian name, but people say Damien, and I just leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't try to correct them or nothing. I'm cool with Damien, to be honest with you. Demione kind of sounds like demon a little bit,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Dude.
so I'm cool with Damien. But yeah, it's Harry Demian Lewis. But when I transitioned from 17,
17.
and I was like trying to find a rap name. I was like, you know what, Harry Lewis don't sound exciting at all. You can't say coming to the stage Harry Lewis. That doesn't sound
Yeah.
exciting. So I was like,
Now
let me
you
go with
coming
the
with a
middle name.
speech.
Right? Yes, yeah, exactly, like a Martin Luther King speech. But I was like, I'm just gonna do my middle name. My brother had the idea to use my middle name a long time ago. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna brand my name as, as the
Yeah.
company, for the
Yeah.
music. And yeah, man, I didn't even know I had 50 plus listeners. I didn't even know I was there.
Yeah,
It's always,
I think it went up since the last time I was on it. It was like 49. So, and that was
ouch,
maybe like a
wow.
couple of days ago, to be honest.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
realize that. I'm humbled by that,
Yeah.
bro. Like, I'm humbled that people are like, they're like listening to the music. I'm always surprised, and I'm always like, really? They like the music? Like, when I say that to people, they're like, bro, you do good music. I'm like, really? Okay. I just like, I'm not doing it for that reason, I guess. And that's why it's always surprising to hear like the numbers and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Listen, y'all. Like I said, I'm on it right now on Spotify. I mean, we got songs. The lead single for the album or EP, Found Me, is at 147,000 plus.
Oh, wow.
Gravity, which is one of my favorites. Y'all sampled John Mayer's Gravity,
Right.
probably my top favorite song. He's like my top artist, especially for guitar and songwriting. I really love what y'all did with it because I was plotting on doing my own Gravity version, and when I heard this, I was like, like that joint is at 117,000 plus.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, man, and Stay Up, one of my favorites off the last project, is about to break 100,000. So,
Oh,
dude,
wow.
congratulations, y'all! I'm
Oh,
telling
thank
you,
you.
he ain't nothing to mess with. But as you can tell, he's very humble, very connected, very relatable. So, let me see what I got my questions here. I want to see what else I can get involved in here. Um, so you mentioned about you're not doing it for fame, you're not doing it for money. Uh, you're older now. So what motivates you aside from the therapy aspect of making music? Because let's be real, we're in 2020 and everybody make music.
Right. That's
Everybody.
true.
Like every person knows somebody that's doing music. Now, whether they're good or not, it's two different things. Are they a hobbyist or they professional, or even in being a professional, are they moving up and progressing? So what keeps you motivated now when there's so many people that are rappers or artists?
Oh man, what keeps me motivated, man, is the music. Like my EP is called Found Me. The music has literally helped me identify with who I am and my purpose in my life. So the more I dig into the music, the more I make myself available to create and record music, the more I figure out the type of individual I am. And once I figure out what the type of individual I am, it strengthens me to make better decisions to my finish line. Because a lot of us, we go through stuff and then we figure out who we are after we graduate from a specific field for a specific degree, or we figure out what we want after we done made these, big purchases, and then now we have to start over.
Right.
People graduate, become doctors, and they figure out, hey, I didn't want to become a doctor. I wanted to become a musician or something like that. So the music is helping me identify with that aspect of my life so I can make better decisions moving forward. So that's my motivation. I want to make sure I'm the best version of myself for my family, friends, and so on and so forth. And the music helps me do just that.
Oh, but how many kids you have, boy, girls?
Oh, 2 boys, one 5-year-old, and my oldest will be 7 on September 16th.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot because my son will be 7 on actual Labor Day. Jace, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, little man.
Like September is a big month for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that's dope. That's dope. So listen, I think that's a perfect segue into the music. Found Me. I'm gonna play. I believe this will be the leading single that you'll be trying to push moving forward. It's called Language, and I'm gonna just play it, and then we'll talk more about this one and the album and the process and things like that. So, Language. Who produced this one?
The producer, I have it here. Hold on.
Because we always got to shout out to producer. I'm a producer. Got to give love, man. Got to give love.
Yeah, exactly. Got to credit the producers, man. They do a lot of work for us. Producer's name for Language is Quan Askew. I don't know if I said that right. Last name is spelled Askew. It's Quan Askew. And me and him chopped it up, and he played the beat. And when I heard the beat, the lyrics just came, just poured out. Oh, wow. Yeah. So that's dope. You actually got to converse with him because, in the world of leasing beats, you don't know if you ever actually, if artists really talk to the producer and kind of work with them on it or get feedback from the producer or whatever the case. So that's dope. Now, has he heard the final version? I don't think he heard the final version. I did send it to him in an email. That's how we were conversing via email. I sent it to him, but I never got a response. But I did get his blessing, to go ahead and use the beat. And to me, that's important to communicate with the producers on that level. Definitely. Well, here's Language by, we're just going to say Quan.
Happiness, my company.
I got started over, y'all. I got started over.
Yeah. Hey. Demione. Yeah. Look. Day to day, month to month, year to year. Yeah. I still don't know how I made it here. Hey, broken heart, courtesy of my peers. They show down behind, but I'm not kissing rears. Look at here. This the new me, let me make it clear. Yeah, hey. I won't take haters up in my ears. No. I wrote them a letter, it starts with dear. Yeah. Ends with a finger up in there. That's the whole me, I'm trying to change. Ready to eat, but I play no games. Misery, your company. What? Keep your invitation. Happiness, my company. Let go, let's celebrate. Don't underestimate me. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, everybody say they say they know what love is. Yeah. But some of y'all be acting schizophrenic. Yeah. With physical actions and verbal message. They don't speak the same language. I get my hustle from mama, and my coolness from daddy. We me mug everybody, but we one happy family. Yeah, and Paul showed me heaven. God told me the wealthy. Got an invite from Satan, but God is throwing
No party. Listen. Yo, that's this is one of my favorite joints, man. So listen, talk to me about this hook and language. Everybody say they know what love is, but people be acting schizophrenic. Like, wow, like what? So please, how did this come about? What's the message for you that you hope that people will get on this record?
Oh man, with this one, it's just, everybody does love you, to some degree or not. But the love it's without works. Everybody say more than what they do. So I learned through, the type of person I am. I'm always available to help people. Whether I have it or not. And subliminally you assume everybody's the same way, but you learn everybody doesn't love and give the way you do. You're always available for them, but they're not always available for you. So everybody loves you, but when it comes time to showing it by helping out or, giving me a shoulder to lean on, that's where it's like, okay, you schizophrenic. So I see how your love works. Your love stops here and it doesn't go the distance, which I learned to stop judging people based on what I would do and how I would give, because everybody loves you, but that love is like, it's real, it's schizophrenic, man, based on what the need is for that person to help you with whatever you're going through.
Yeah, I've learned just in recent years that you can't get mad and upset or salty, whatever word you want to use,
Right.
when people don't have the capacity that you do. People are really operating in what they know to do, what they're taught to do. And many people, straight up are not strong enough to change that thought process of like, man, maybe what I was taught was wrong, or
Right.
what I was taught, that's what they did, but I don't have to. Do I believe in what I was taught and what I used to do? How do I feel about it now? Like, people aren't asking these questions, so it's really no reason to get too involved when you do see people like, well, I know you love me, but yeah, you that's as far as it goes. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't expect no more than that. It's not your fault, even though you do have responsibility and should be accountable.
Hmm.
But hey, do you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's
exactly.
dope. So tell me more about this project, man. Just how it came about. Obviously, the producers who you work with, how you grown in this process of getting this project done. I mean, like you said, found me is. It sounds like you really went below the surface of who you are, and you displayed that well in this what is it, 5-song EP?
Right. I mean, the good thing about trauma, drama in your life is when you hit rock bottom, like they say, there's nowhere to go but up. But it has no value if on your way back up, you're not finding things about yourself. You're not digging deep within yourself to find the strength that you've never found before. So that was the premise of Found Me. I went through what I went through, whether it was marriage, with my kids, with family. When I hit rock bottom and I realized that, okay, everybody loved me, but nobody want to help me.
Mm.
And I had to dig out of my own hole, in a sense, with the help of God. I found that, dang, okay, I got strength here that I never tapped into. I have strength here that I never tapped into, and so on and so forth. One of the main reasons of the name change is I feel like in the process, Harry, my first name, that identity kind of like he died in a sense, and I had to resurrect as Damien. And in that resurrection, I found all these different avenues and all these different strengths that I never knew I had, which helped me identify with who I am, which led to the 5 songs on the EP, Found Me. So it's just me doing the best to recycle what life has poured into me and to pour that back into the world and make sure, just like in the Bible, when God gave the guys the talents and they gave it back, it was more. So whatever was poured into me that put me at rock bottom, I made sure when I gave that back to God, it was more than what he gave me, so that was the whole premise for the track Found Me. And again, just life, man. Life hurts. There's no way around it. You have to deal with it however you have to deal with it. And we all have to find positive avenues, or, you can end up in jail or end up in someone's cemetery, So, yeah, man, it's just, I can only honestly say that music kept me out of jail, bro.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So who are the other producers on this project?
Oh, yeah, other producers, Scores, he produced Shade. Tafido produced Back Down. Of course, Quan Askew, he produced Language. And Moment was produced, let me see here. Moment was produced by a Arabian producer. I can't say his name. It has a lot of syllables in it. But it's like Sheba Muhammad or something like that. But
Okay.
yeah, those are all the different producers that help with this 5-song EP. I wanted to do more songs, but I left it at 5 songs, just to make it easier to listen to the whole project, in one go.
Got you. Yeah, now it's an awesome project. So
Thank you.
real quick, talk about who you recorded it with as well, because look, we want to make sure we get everybody they love, man. Everybody that helped make this project.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Shout out to Karax, my cousin. He has a music studio, and we trade gifts. So he lets me record for free. He needs a computer graphic, album design, a flyer. I got him. So we basically we share gifts, and recorded a couple songs at his studio. Also recorded some songs with Angel, I think Balbosa. I may be saying the name wrong. Awesome dude, man. He has a nice recording studio as well. Real rustic environment, man. It's perfect for like that music environment. Very acoustic environment as well. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Shout out to
both in Florida, right?
Yeah, both in Florida. Yeah, both based out of Florida. Shout out to Jastin Artis, yourself, bro. You recorded it slips my mind which song we recorded together. Hold on. Moment. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Moment. Yeah.
Moment. Yeah, we recorded Moment together, bro. And of course, my engineer team, Artist Studio, also Jastin. Phenomenal engineer, man. I'm a firm believer that part of why people are listening to the music is because the quality is there. The quality is like phenomenal. People aren't gonna listen to the music if it's like the quality isn't good, unless you're like a Drake or a Beyonce. I mean, Drake or Beyonce could put out an unengineered track and still probably
Yep.
be on the billboards.
Yep.
But to have like a team like yourself, bro, that makes the music sound phenomenal, just makes it worth the listen. Give it that vibrance, and it's big but small at the same time. Man, yeah, hats off to you, bro. I'm a firm believer that that's part of why people are going to play the music, purchase the music, stream the music, or whatever the case may be, man. So definitely humbled by my circle of team members, man. And I just pray that we can all continue to mature together, grow together, and, add more people to the roster as God presents more people that can help us, do what we're doing.
Right. I totally agree, man. And that's, yes, y'all, I'm on the project. I helped get the project to the final stages, but I'm a big believer in recognizing those that you are working with, because as you said, this is the reason why, or one of the many reasons and top reasons why people are constantly streaming your music, constantly coming back, looking for more, and being that I started as a songwriter producer, and I kind of slowly or maybe quickly got into engineering. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like now like the essential workers. Like I used to be a server. I can only imagine what they're going through during a time like this with the pandemic. So it's like, you just got to show love, and I've ventured into being an artist, but, I still engineer because I love it. you know. So I recognize those that are doing the same thing as me, but I couldn't engineer if you didn't have good vocals recorded, you know. So with Angel and K Rocks, I think you said his name is
Yeah,
Cuzzo, I couldn't do my job well. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
I thank them, and you know, and thank you for the opportunity, man. So it's love. So I want to play another record that you really want people to hear. I'm not gonna play the whole thing just because you know they gotta get the joint when it come out.
Right,
September
yeah.
25th, right?
Yes, sir. September 25th.
September 25th found me. So what record shall I play?
We can do let's do let's do Moment, the one with me and you on it.
Okay, all right. So Moment featuring yours truly, and the producer again is that's the funny name, Muhammad.
Right. Yeah, yeah, let's just call him Muhammad because that
Yeah,
first name
Muhammad. We just
is
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, y'all gotta turn it up. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. This is that moment. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I live in the moment. Yeah. I live in that moment. Yeah. I plan for my future, but enjoy that moment. Yeah. Tomorrow's not promised. So laugh in the moment and love in the moment. I need the break. Just give me your blood. The real me about to take off. The fake me got the day off. All my haters get a discount and karma about to break you off. Disrespect, that's my inspiration. Pain and suffer my medication. Loyalty, it goes both ways. But for some of y'all, it's just one direction, one way. The knife in my bag, that's painful. Cutting people off, that's no cost. And God knows I love free stuff all day. Hey. Life will drive you crazy. It's a bumpy ride. Don't carry mountains you're supposed to climb. The eyes fell when the mind's blind. The heart leads, but the brain lies from sunlight to the midnight. Don't complain if you won't fight. You can see the light with a black eye. It's your strength versus God's might. And no faith, that's an oversight. Stand tall, it's a short life. Enjoy the moment, don't believe the hype. Yeah, I live in the moment. Yeah, I live in that moment. Yeah, I plan for my future, but enjoy that moment. Yeah. Tomorrow's not promised, so laugh in the moment and love in the moment. I need the break, just give me your moment.
Like a dollar between or a race around the bend. My business stands win in the moment. I own this moment. Living in the matrix, all your ages. My opponents, bigger than the exponent. Do I die? My gift is coming.
Hey. You gotta wait till September 25th to get the album to hear my verse, man. That's one of my favorites. I, honestly, you know, as an engineer, you know, you listen to the songs all the time for however many weeks, months even. Uh, I love every song. Every song has a different perspective, pulls on me on a different way, you know, from the production, you know, to the bars that you be saying. The biggest thing that I love about your style of music, especially being a lover of hip hop, especially old school hip hop, that your bars connect. So often for me, we get these bars, and yeah, they dope, they similes, metaphors, but they don't connect to something. They just
I
bars,
see.
you know. And for me, you know, even before my faith, I felt like I had to connect to the bars that you're saying, you know. And as a rapper, that's pretty much overall what we do.
Right.
But we all do it differently, and I think just the way you do it with these metaphors and similes and hyperboles, that there's still a connection that I can
Mm.
be like, dang, okay. Like I like how he said that, but like, wait, let me really think about what he's saying though.
Mm.
So I really love that. So listen, y'all, we're gonna wrap up here soon. You can check him out at DamienLewis.com. That's DEM IONE, and then Lewis, LOUIS.com. The album Found Me is coming out September 25th. And, I'm on a website right now. Real quick, talk about these Dope Haitian t-shirts that you have.
Oh yeah, the Haitian teas. Yeah, me and my sister. She also owns a business. She owns a clothing boutique. So I'm always trying to think of ways if my family owns a business or if they're doing something. Always trying to think of ways where we can collab.
Right.
So the good thing about computer graphics is, I mean, you can pretty much collab with anybody to some degree. So with my sister, it was the shirts. She was saying that it's not a lot of like Haitian design shirts. So I was like, okay, I'll come up with a design, and then I'll order the tees with the design. I'll send them to you so that we can get them out to the people. So that's how that happened. I collab with my sister. I designed the shirts, and she sells them at her boutique, sisterfashioncloset.com. And they've been selling pretty well because again, it's not a lot of great design graphic T-shirts for like Haitians, and not just Haitians, but Jamaicans, Brazilians, whatever your ethnic background is. Not even in America, to be honest with you, it's not a lot of T-shirts that have your country on it. That's like it's eye catching or eye popping. So that's where the idea came, and pretty soon we're gonna have like other designs for other countries as well.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Now, I have one or two more questions, probably at least two. Talk to me about the goals for yourself with this album, especially in this year that it's been. I mean, it's a tough one. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows that, everybody recognizes that. There's a world aspect to now your personal life.
Right.
You know, so within that, you're progressing. You're making a project like most artists right now because they're home. Uh, but where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Starting with this album, what are your hopes and goals that you would like to see improve? With getting this music out, working on your next project, graphic design, Art of Gold is the business name. Check him out, y'all. He's been doing my graphics for the past 4 or 5 years now. Like everything you see, he does. I dabble a little bit, but when I need the big stuff, I definitely go to Art of Gold. So yeah, just kind of walk me through kind of what you envision right now as far as where you want Damian Lewis to be, Art of Gold, even personally as a father, all of those type of things.
Oh man, I just like everybody else, man. I just want to live comfortably. I want to work for myself full time. I mean, right now, I tell people that everything I do is financed by the company I work for because I basically use most of those funds to finance my businesses and so on and so forth. So when people ask, I'm always like, oh yeah, this company finances my graphic design website, my music, and so on and so forth. But basically, the goal is to work for myself, man, and to give my kids the life and the opportunity to live life in a way that I wasn't able to live it. Growing up in poverty, at the time, it didn't feel like poverty because, we were so happy despite, not having lights, not having food, always in fights, always, I mean, believe it or not, used to rob and, beat people and stuff.
Oh, wow.
At the time, it just seemed like that's how life was. But you later grow up and find that, man, y'all were broke growing up, didn't have the key to the house. So we used to leave the window open to get in and out the house, kind of like stuff like that. But yeah, I just want to give my kids a better life than I had. So the whole goal, of course, is to reach God's people, give people hope, help them out however I can, and of course to hear God say, well done, my good and faithful servant, because it's all ministry. The music is my form of giving God. Ministry is just giving God back to the people
Right.
in whichever avenue God has tailor made for you. So in my graphic designs, I'm just, this is ministry. I'm going to create you something eye-popping that looks good, that directs you to my source, that gives me the ability to create those things. Same thing with the music. I'm going to give God back to the people through my music. So it is to hear God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. And at the same time, while I'm doing his will, he's going to make sure that, you know, the environment I'm in is taken care of, the kids are taken care of, and so on and so forth. If I take care of his business, he's going to take care of mine. But the ultimate goal is just to live comfortably. I'm not trying to be, you know, filthy rich or a millionaire or like a celebrity. If it happens, it happens. But the goal is to really just give God back to the people. So years from now, hopefully, all I'm doing is graphic designing and music. Rather I'm with a label or I continue to be independent. That's all I want to do. I just want to do that, and everything else will just, you know, fall in place as long as I'm following that lead.
Love it, man. Y'all look, y'all get some work with this dude, okay? Get him on your tracks, get him on your records. Get your brand up. Get your brand up, okay? He's amazing. I love everything that he does, and so really glad to hear you be able to talk about those things. And you know, we'll send more business to you just by doing this video and getting this album out. You know,
Appreciate
so
it.
I would like to end with a moment that really, you know, touches my spirit as I'm looking on your page and I see Chadwick, and like I'm getting emotional just as I'm talking about it. But we understand that Chadwick, you know, lost his life due to, you know, colon cancer, and you know, we had a situation earlier with Blake, you know, and being shot in the back.
Right.
Brianna, you know, George. I mean, we know we got a long list,
Right.
but even as I'm looking at your website and I see Chadwick and Kobe, right above it is your latest single, Back Down, which is on the EP. And you talk about not backing down and not allowing things to hold you back and people. So just talk to me about how do you handle the moments like this, you know, with Chadwick? I do believe he was a purpose fulfilled, like what his family, you know, starting with his wife, allowed him to do in these 4 years. I mean, when you think about the movies this cat put out and the rigorous training and the interviews, the travel, and he's going through chemo, he's having surgeries. But nobody knew. And so I feel like it's a moment, again, like a moment of silence, but a moment of just embracing what this dude did, fulfilling his purpose. But how does that translate to you? How do you think maybe it translate with your album? What's the inspiration? You know, any nuggets that you might want to drop from that whole experience of Chadwick and maybe even Kobe as well?
Yeah, man. This, like you say, man, this year's been trash. Let's just be honest. Hopefully next year it gets recycled. But yeah, man, with the Corona, Black Lives, Kobe, Mr. Bozeman dying. Yeah, this has been. I can honestly say that this has been an equally hard year for all races, the whole world. You know, and it's like before you can heal from the pain of the last tragedy, you know, you're cut deeper by another tragedy. Because usually when celebrities are passing, you know, you heal from the last one before the next person passes. You know, James Brown died, you feel bad. But years later, Prince died. So you were over James Brown's death before you had to deal with Prince's death. But now it's like, you know, it's like all together.
Yeah.
And it feels like family members, you know, and when people like that pass, you know, it hurts physically, you know, because all we know is this physical world. You know, we're used to the pain and having to deal with the passing. But when you think about it spiritually, just like Jesus, man, when your purpose is fulfilled, God calls you to go home. That's just it. You know,
Wow.
when you're done down here, it's time to go. You've poured your all into this world, and when it's time to go, it's time to go. To us, it's sad because we still have to deal with the reality with your absence in this world, and you've impacted us so much, like with your movies, with your personality on and off the screen, how you've touched the people around you, like your radiance. Everybody that comes into your presence they leave with a piece of you, which makes it hard to want to go on in the world without you in it because of how you've impacted people. So it's sad, but like I said, when your job is done, I mean, when you graduate from high school, you don't stay in high school. You go on to the next level, you know. And that's just, again, when in finding yourself, that's one of the downfalls of walking in your purpose, that when you've poured yourself into this world and you've done everything God has called you to do, it's time to go, you know. But he definitely found himself in the process and encouraged others to also live out their destiny. And found me, the project is definitely within the realm of the message that he left down here for us, man. You know, God bless the family. My condolences to every loss in this year, man, whether it's from the virus, the celebrities, Kobe Bryant's family, Mr. Bozeman family, even the Marvel family, man. The year just, we don't know what we're going to get next year. I mean, we find out Will and Jada ain't happy. Like, what? They're not happy in their marriage. Like, the people you look up to, you know, it changes your perspective when you find, okay, we looked up to y'all for Black love, but it's changed. But then you realize, okay, they're just human. It is what it is.
I was just about to say,
you have to create your own love. It is what it is. But yeah, man, all you could do is pray for them, you know, and use that inspiration, not to be mad, but to do what they did, man. Live out your purpose, fulfill what you're supposed to do, because Jesus died, at 33? We're past 33 now, you know, so we have more time to pour into this world and live out our purpose. So just use every moment and understand that the loss is actually a gain. Again, it feels like a loss because this world is all we know. But man, heaven is rejoicing. Like, oh man, you did all, like they're bragging about it. You know, God bragged about Job. God was like, you know, Satan is looking for who he can destroy, but God was like, bruh, you consider my servant Job? Like, man, he got it down. I guarantee you can't get him. So, you know, when God is bragging about you, man, and when you get to heaven, man, that's, you know, I can imagine like the first week, that's all they talk about. Like, bro, you did this, you did that, and you did this, man. Come over here, sit by me, bro. You know, you did your thing. Meet Job, you know, meet John the Baptist, you know. But yeah, man, definitely happy. Happy that he died from a natural death. Because it's always sadder when it's like a Black Lives Matter type of death, you know, and he fulfilled his purpose, man. God is good, man. God is smiling on him. I'm definitely proud of him. And I'm hoping that I can leave that type of mark on this world, you know, when it's my time.
Right. It's impact. It's definitely impact. And I mean, I echo the same thing, man. And I just pray that Found Me will have that same type of impact on people or whomever listens. Again, I know, you know, it's the numbers don't matter, but, you know, glory to God that you've been able to have that experience that many of us don't have, and being close to you, watching it just go up is just dope. And so I definitely want to just, you know, again, give you love. Thank you for coming on to Artist to Artist. This is the first one. I feel like this is something I might be doing continuously.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna find my next artist to talk with, you know, about their work and what's going on. So I appreciate your time. Again, everyone, Found Me EP out September 25th. Go to DamienLewis.com to get your pre-saved, you know, for the record. We got a feature moment. I play guitar on Back Down. It's out. Found You is already out, the lead single. So yeah, man, I enjoyed you. Peace and love to you. Stay strong, man. Stay covered. Stay prayed up. You know what I mean? And we'll do this again next time. Peace,
absolutely,
man.
Bro. Thanks for having me, fam.
No doubt.
I live in the moment. I live in that moment. I plan for my future, but enjoy that moment. Tomorrow's not promised, so laugh in that moment.